Did I mention I'm not keeping up with anything? Anything at all? I so can't keep up. I can't keep up with my life. I can't keep up with everything going on. I can't keep up with the Kardashians. Oh, well. Ugh, I look like shit.
What the hell is wrong with you?
Oh, anyway, today, we are doing another festival. This time it's the Japanese Filmfestival Nippon Connection, which happens every year once.
Christmas only comes once a year.
And it's like the biggest Japanese film festival in all of Europe, so there's gonna be a lot of stuff going on. And it's not just a festival, there's like all sorts of things we're gonna show you guys. I just need to get ready and I need to wake up because I'm just nowhere near anything. I still have to get tickets and everything. Like I said, I'm not keeping up with anything. No. But the Japanese people and their culture have brought us many delightful things over the years. Like the way they taught kids how to go to the bathroom. Wonderful. And who could forget this?
ついにこの日が。ああ、タカコちゃんの温かくて柔らかくてヌルヌルしたものが僕の口の中に。これが大人のキスなのか。え
なんじゃこりゃ。
Or this.
I have a bad case of diarrhea. I have a bad case of diarrhea. I have a bad case of diarrhea. I have a bad case of diarrhea.
So, it's gonna be a fucked up little week. Let's go. Hello and welcome to the Movie Void, where we review whatever the fuck we want to review. I would like to tell you a lot more about what's going on today, but we're late as fuck and I gotta hurry. So, keep in mind, we're doing the Nippon Connection today, all week actually. We're gonna see 6 wonderful films, and I gotta get going. Sadly, today we won't be working with great equipment like back when we were doing the Fantasy Film Fest because Helmut Schuten, our cameraman, he is on vacation. Okay, so here we are, somewhat looking fresh. I wouldn't call this fresh. But we've made it! We've gotten all the tickets we need for all the movies we're seeing, and we finally arrived. And the thing with this festival, there's a lot of things going on. It's not just about movies. We also have like a bunch of food stands, a bunch of little fun activities, a bunch of fucked up little situations. So we're going to go inside and just check everything out. Okay, so we're here at our first action. I'm going to participate in this contest where I might win one of these wonderful little guys. It's by NHK World TV. What is NHK World TV exactly? What is NHK World TV?
It's an English channel from Japan.
Oh,
Yeah.
so we can watch all these movies.
Yes, it's our programs. Yeah.
Oh, that sounds great.
Yeah.
NHK World. So anybody who wants to watch English-Japanese programs, which is pretty freaky, download the app. And anyway, I'm going to now participate in this contest and see if I won this guy. Okay, it's coming. I have a good feeling about this. And
It's a pen.
I won a pen! I'm still going to try to participate in another contest to win one of these guys. Maybe one of my friends will. And thank you so much for having us on our show. Okay, things are getting tricky here. People are already lining up. And we are going to go watch our first movie. It is Happiness. Okay, so Happiness. Do you guys remember the episode of Ren and Stimpy where Stimpy invents that helmet that Ren puts on and he's constantly happy all the time?
Hey, what is this thing? It's the happy helmet, Ren. Now you'll always be happy. Stimpy, I'm so happy. I must go do nice things.
Well, that's pretty much what the premise of this thing, because this guy, he invents this helmet, and once people put it on, they get to relive the happiest memory they ever had. And first he works like with these old people in this home for the elderly, and then he tries it like on the mayor of the city, and everybody's very happy with him and thinks that he's like this amazing cool guy. But then we suddenly realize the purpose why he has invented this helmet at all, and it is to torture this guy who killed his 2 daughters in the past over and over again with happy memories. And most of the movie is just about him talking to the guy who killed his daughters and reliving the memory of his daughters getting killed. And it all moves very, very slow, and everything's very, very tragic and depressing. And there's not really much more to say about that, because that's pretty much all this movie is. It's not really, there's not any suspense whatsoever, nothing really, happens whatsoever. And that is why I sadly have to give this movie a 3 out of 10, because it didn't really do anything for me. Okay, so one of the most fun things to do at the Japanese Film Festival is also check out these Japanese snacks. I have this green tea ice cream on a stick. Let's check it out. Okay, here goes. It's very cold. And if you bite inside, you have these red bean thingies. Generally a very tasty thing. I was scared that the green tea flavor won't really be coming out because the ice cream is so watery, but it's not, it's totally there. And what really gives it the effect are these green things. So, get green tea ice cream on a stick, it's fun. I will now attempt to make one of these guys. I don't think it's gonna work out. First of all, we have to fold it like this. That's step 1. Folding it like this. Then step 2, we fold it again. I am not understanding what, now it's already getting a little weird on me. I don't understand what they want. What are they wanting from me? I'm supposed to make a square now somehow. Okay, right. So. I'm not. Oh.
Everything good? I like the sound of that, that's promising.
This here is a slush beer. Look, it doesn't move, you can shake it. Ah. You can go. And it really tastes like ice cream as a beer. It is slowly getting dark. It doesn't look dark, but it is getting dark. And we are preparing for the karaoke party that's gonna happen now. Guys, I don't know how I ended up here. There's all these drinks and shit. Yeah. But I think Nippon Night 1 is coming to close. I'll see you in the morning. And tomorrow's movie is about cheerleaders. Good morning. We are doing day 2 today. And today's movie is about a bunch of Japanese cheerleaders wanting to be as big as US cheerleaders. So I am looking forward to that very much. But before we go into the day, I have brought some beautiful little Japanese snacks along from yesterday that we are going to be checking out right now. This is Beko, Boko, and Hello Kitty. And it seems to be like this sort of cookie. Let's check it out. It's green. This is great. The cookie is all green tea flavored and crumbly, while the insides is like this vanilla-ish creamy stuff. Totally worth checking out, like, wonderful. And the second thing we are checking out is Furuta. Something, something, something premium. When you open it up, you get these little chocolate guys. Not very environmental friendly to wrap everything up so badly, but who cares? Let's check it out. This is weird. You mostly just taste the dark chocolate and not really the green stuff. I think it's supposed to be like some matcha, green tea flavored stuff, but you don't really taste it. No, I like this one a lot better. But I'm wasting precious time because I gotta get to the movies and check out those cheerleaders. Okay, we're back and we're late, but we're gonna see this movie now. So, Let's Go Jets. Let's Go Jets is like, I think, the first Japanese cheerleader film I've seen, and I've seen a couple of the United States. I'm very surprised by how emotional they went on with this whole entire cheerleading thing. It was much more emotional and, like, let's call it cheesier than the Americans take on cheerleading films. They were very, very focused on the characters, and everybody involved in this film had, like, their certain role, and it was very well thought out. It brought out, the story was told very nicely. It had a very nice narrative. What else one should say was like that it had like these typical Japanese messages: work hard, achieve your goal, don't give up, keep going. And those are like those classical values they always like bring in. So that worked very well. What was a little fucked up was that it was incredibly lengthy. Like a film like this would be maybe 80 minutes long in the US, and this one like went over the 2-hour verge. Like it was, I think, 2 hours and 15 minutes even. Like it was really, really long, but it still worked very well because it took its time so much to establish its characters, and they weren't very generic. That was what made these characters so real. They weren't like in American cheerleading films. You have like these very generic characters. There's always like the dumb one, the silly one, the cool one, the partying one, the loser, the geeky one, and it wasn't like that at all. These girls felt very, very, very realistic. Jesus Christ, look at me. I'm here like Gorehound talking about cheerleading movies. Yay! No, but it is something definitely worth checking out. Just yet alone to see how Japan takes the approach of a cheerleading movie, which is something usually only the US does. So I'd really go check this out. It's called Let's Go Jets. Okay, normally I would give a film like this a 7 or an 8. But since it was totally new territory for like Japanese culture, and they made it feel so very, very real, and the people I am with are totally influencing me to give it as highest possible rating as I can, I'm going to be really nice and give this film a 9. Okay, we're gonna drink some wonderfully tasty sake now. Oh, this one's very light and flavory. Not as intense as the usual sake. It's actually very unbitter, because I'm like, usually I know sake is for being incredibly bitter, but this one isn't at all. I must find out what its name is. I don't even know what it's called. The thing with sake is that it's polished. The rice gets polished. The smaller the rice polishing ratio, the more smooth the sake will go down. And if it's not polished as much, it's a bit more sour and stuff like that. So we're gonna try some now. Okay, so we're trying this sake now. It's called
Yuki no Bosha.
Thank you. Okay, this one is even milder than the one we had earlier, but I like the one earlier a bit more because it's a little stronger and had a bit more action. This one's very mild and goes down incredibly smooth. Now comes sake number 2. Okay, sake number 2, or number 3. This one's much stronger and has a little bit more of a sour note, and it's a bit more intense, and it doesn't go down as smoothly as the other one, but this is one of those sakes you'd drink with a smoke. I like that.
It's Nangokujin Ginjo.
This is another one of those sour ones, but it's not as intense as the other one. It's like, it has that sour taste, but it goes down just as smooth. It's pretty much like a crossing between the sour one and the smooth one that we had earlier. So it's somewhat the best of two worlds, I would say. I think I'd go with that one. Okay, we are saying goodbye a little early today, because tomorrow I have to wake up early to see a film, and with early I mean 12 o'clock in the afternoon, and that's like 6 a.m. in the morning for me. So I'm going to go get some food, get some rest. Yesterday was way too wild, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.
silent because there's some people sleeping in the other room. I'm awake and we're going to see Death Note now.
Okay, we are back. Late as ever. Let's go see Death Note. So, I just saw Death Note light up the new world, and I understand this is a film version of a manga comic, and it is about these certain notebooks flying around that if you write the name of somebody in these notebooks, these people die, and there are certain people who are in possession of these notebooks, and the police are pretty much like chasing these people to get their hands on these notebooks. And then there are suddenly these creatures who are like these guardians of these notebooks, and they are made with this terrible CGI. It looks like absolutely awful. I didn't really get what was going on, I have to be honest. Maybe I'm just too stupid, or maybe this was just too complicated, or maybe I just needed some more knowledge of the manga series itself, but this was terribly confusing. And it was alright, but somehow they just like tried to make their characters way too cool. You know, that's something like a habit people like to do in Japanese culture. They make their characters be oh so fucking cool that they seem ridiculous. And a lot of this movie, a lot of the things that were going on just somehow seemed very over stylized and overly ridiculous. It's like it didn't feel real. It felt very forced. Everything was like happening too fast. I didn't like identify or understand the intentions of everybody. Maybe it's just me, but for me this was like this huge confusing mess. But even though it was this huge confusing mess, I still couldn't help but look. It didn't like feel like something that was totally shitty either. But I didn't understand it. I was like somewhat lost, like very, very lost. So I'm going to just give this one a 5. It was alright, but it was still very, very confusing. I'm sorry, correct me if I'm wrong, but this was just weird for me. Looking forward to seeing I Am Hero. But before that, I must get drunk again. There's a festival without a drunk review from me isn't really a festival at all, don't you think? Alright, I just saw I Am a Hero. And, you know, the zombie apocalypse. You know what we say to the zombie apocalypse? Oh, hi, zombie apocalypse. I didn't know it was you. What's new with you?
Oh, hi, Mark. Oh, hey, Johnny, what's up?
No, which generally it was. It was just like a basic, your standard town gets infected by zombies, attacks people. A lot of funnies in this one. It was kept very humorous and fucked up. Our protagonist is a guy who draws mangas, and his wife turns into a zombie, his workplace turns into a zombie, and he has to like get out of the place. He meets this girl, and she's somewhat of a half zombie because she was bitten by a baby. Like the thing didn't really infect her completely. And then they go around and trying to find us somewhere safe. And by the time they find something safe, that's when things get a little boring. That's when the movie comes like to a halt and not a lot is going on. And it's generally didn't bring anything new to the zombie genre whatsoever. Okay, one thing was pretty fucked up and cool, which is that the zombies, once they turned, they were obsessed with the thing that they were liked the most as human beings. Like if a zombie was an athlete, no, if a living creature was an athlete before they became a zombie, they would want to do a lot of athletics as a zombie. If the zombie used to eat a lot as a person, he will be constantly talking about food as a zombie, and that was something new that kind of worked very well and was very funny, but it was just your general fun splatter zombie flick. Nothing too special about this one, but still pretty good. Like, there wasn't nothing much to complain about either. So this is like, let's say, a standard 6. And like, if you want a fun zombie film, I definitely recommend that you check this one out. So, I'm a Hero is a good zombie movie, but it's nothing special. And here we are again, moving into the finale with Rudolph the Cat. So, I just saw Rudolph the Black Cat, which ended up to be incredibly heartfelt and incredibly touching. I did not expect this. This was such a cute little movie. I got this total overdose of kawaii. The whole fucking theater was crying how touching this movie was. Like, seriously, this was a great little guy. And it's about a little house kitten that ends up jumping on this truck and wakes up in a totally different city and doesn't know how to get home, and then meets like new friends and a new neighborhood and learns how to live in the big world as a little alley cat. And it is incredibly sweet because you have beautifully crafted characters. You have the animation's a little stale, but it's not like much shittier than your usual Pixar movies. There's not a lot of detail, but still it's very nicely drawn, everything, and all the other cats and all the other creatures, they're done very friendly and very cute, and it is an incredibly sweet movie with a lot of little life lessons, like if you have a lot of names, you have a lot of friends and things like that. So this was really, 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 really cute. I'm going to give Rudolph the Cat a 9, and we're pretty much done. So this was Nippon 2017. I'm going to go home now and sign off at our usual screen. It was a pretty cute year. And now, behind me, there's some sports going on. It's very unusual, but cool. And so we end another beautiful year of Japanese films at the Nippon Connection. This year was pretty swell. I'm a little surprised that the genre films were a little lazy, and the family-friendly non-genre films were really creative and innovative. It's very weird. Like, the best movies that I saw this year was an animated film about a fucking cat and a cheerleader film. Oh, Japan. Well, but before we go, and I leave you to your shit, I will show you how one of these beautiful Japanese ball drinks, like it's like this little ball that scurries around here when you open it, is opened. I'm not too good at it, but in years of practicing this at the Nippon Connection, I sort of figured it out and mastered the plan. Oops, now I dropped something. Okay. So, you take this, you open the cap, and then you take this thing out here, and then you put it on this top where the ball is, And then what you do is you squeeze it brutally inside, but I can't make it like this. I have to like hammer it in. Brutal. And that's how it's done. See the little ball fidgeting around? Well, you will see me when you see me.
Fuck off!
Okay. And next episode's the Dirty Dancing remake. So, till then, konnichiwa, bitches. This ball drink's weird.
athe